Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. This is just a simple video, and this is just about I'm going to wash my car, and it's come to my attention that there are people out there that don't know how to wash a car properly. So I'm going to give you some basic pointers. Now bear in mind that I am not at home, I am visiting, so all of my gear I don't have with me. Okay, so certain things like my bucket that has the grit guard at the bottom, I don't have that here, so I'm going to have to settle for a standard bucket. But I still can explain to you the method of washing a car, and things, more importantly, things you don't do. Okay, you never do. First thing, when the car's dry, which it is 99% of the time unless it's raining, in fact just forget that. When the car's dry, when the car's dry, it's the only way I can explain it really. Don't do what I just did. You never do, like if you see a load of dust on your car, never just do that with your hand, because all those grains of dirt and dust, you're putting that into the clear coat and into the the paintwork. You don't really want to be scratching it. So you never touch car paint unless there's a lubrication there. Pretty much most of the time that's going to be water, otherwise it's going to be shampoo or wax, but you never go dry on dry. Don't get a dry cloth and wipe the dust off your car. That's just not a good thing to do. I've got a load of dust on the roof here. You do not get a dry cloth and say, oh well, let's take this layer of dust off. No, there has to be a lubrication. Okay, so let's take a look at other things not to do. Right, this is number one. Do not use a sponge, period. Okay, if I tell you anything today, let it be this: do not use a sponge on your car. It will clean it very well, but the problem with sponges is that they've got lots of little holes in there that can hold dirt and grit and grime, and it just takes it like this. Look at this. It just takes to put one on there. Look at all this, and then you suddenly start doing that on your paintwork, and this is why you end up with swirl marks and micro scratches all over the paint. Go and have a look at your paint, put a torch on it and see if if you're a sponge user, if your car is sponge worthy. Seinfeld reference there. If your paint has got round circular swirls all over it, that could come also from a car wash, but if you use a sponge you're going to get that effect. So this, we chuck it out, and we're going to use a wash mitt. Lamb's wool is also a good option, but I like these personally because what it will do is, these are like tentacle, octopus tentacle wash mitts. It has this backside on this one, but the grime and the dirt will get in on the base here, right in here, leaving this relatively free of grit and safe, as long as you keep rinsing and everything. And when it comes to drying the car, try and stay away from chamois leather, particularly real chamois leathers. Synthetic ones are probably a bit better, they're a bit smoother, and but don't use a chamois leather on the car, because they crinkle up, they go hard, and then they get wet, but they're just not great. The synthetic ones I've used in the past, but I don't use it anymore. It's these you use. These are microfiber drying towels, hence the name drying towels. They're kind of fiber on the one side. On the other side you'll see it's slightly different. Some of them have got the fiber on both sides, but this is a cheapy Halfords one, so yeah, it's different on the other side for some reason, or it seems to be, but it should be okay. And the last time I washed my car, I used these. I ended up using 2 of them. The car was relatively dry, after the rinse, and in the hot weather it's going to start drying off quickly anyway, so you want to get this on it, and you just basically want to come and dab it onto the car press it down and lift up. You can, you know, you can rub it like this if you want, but you should be okay because your car should be clean up to that. But you know, the safest way is to just open it all up, just put it on the, say on the bonnet, and just push down like that, and then just lift it off, you know. And if you have to do it again, you can do it again. Maybe get 2 or 3 per car. I ended up only needing 2 last time. And yeah, so first thing you do is we need to pre-wash the car to get all the current grit and dust off it before we start applying a wash mitt over the paintwork. All that grit's got to be gone first. We can't just dive in. And then what I'm going to do, stage 2, is a bucket with shampoo, preferably a bucket with a grit guard, which is what I have at home. Don't have it here. The grit guard, of course, keeps all the grit at the bottom, stops it floating back up onto the wash mitt. Once the shampoo clean has been done, then we get the hose out and we just rinse all the shampoo off, and then it's ready for drying. Now then, jet wash, pressure washers. If your car's had any third-party paintwork on it, let me just walk outside. If your car's had any third-party paintwork done, like it's been resprayed, maybe you've had the front bumper repainted or a wing or something, maybe be a bit careful with the jet wash, because certainly on plastic parts, say on the headlight covers here, if it's not manufacturer's paint and it's been redone, a jet wash can just rip the paint off. I mean, just completely flake it off. So you have to be careful of that. I think I did have it happen here, you see. The jet wash took that off and that off, and I just had to quickly go over it with a colour brush, with the right colour, a touch-up brush. So yeah, be careful with jet wash. I prefer not to use a jet wash. I don't see the need for them. I just think a hose with one of those guns on the end that you can change the setting is fine. Right, the car's had its pre-wash with the hose. You can just see there, I've just done that with the gun. I'll show you what I mean with the gun. At home I have a gun that's got different settings for different kind of sprays. This one's just typical garden one, where you can adjust how much. So I just got that on max. So it's had its pre-wash to get all the loose dirt off, and now the shampoo. Before I get started on this, there is one thing I need to mention. Once you get started washing the car, hands on, I'm not counting the rinse here, but once you get started washing the car hands on, make sure that anything like rings, watches, belt buckles, all that stuff, you either take off. I mean, I just wear tracksuit bottoms because it's easier, but anything that can clink or hit and touch the paint, remove all of that. Okay, so you're just not wearing, I've got my watch off, you can see the tan line there. So yeah, jewelry off, anything that can touch cars, bracelets, whatever it is, gone. Alright, because that way, if you're leaning over onto the roof, you haven't got a belt buckle that's going to be hitting the paint or any such thing like that. Okay. Alright, so now she's been shampooed. Got a small confession. I did use a sponge, but not on the paintwork. I just used it to clean the wheels because I didn't have my proper brushes and whatnot. So I don't mind using a sponge on the wheels. I just won't use it on the paintwork. All right. So now we're just going to grab the hose and there we go. Alright. Kind of warm water as well. So now we've got the hose and we're just going to do the post-shampoo rinse off. So get all the soap off the car and then we can start drying it with the flush towels. Right then. Okay, so the car is now rinsed off, so before it gets too dry, I don't mind a little bit of drying off. So we're going to start getting to work with the plush towels. So I'm going to put one on the windscreen here, and I'm going to see if I can show you with one hand. Now another thing to do is when you're using microfiber cloths or these towels, take the labels off because they can scratch your paint. I'm just going to try and do that. Okay, so the label's gone, and as you can see, just tapping down on the car, as you can see, is dry. It's dry. So again, we can use it just like that on the car paint, on the bodywork. Okay, flatten it out and just tap down. This is if you've got a more expensive car than this one. I mean, if you have a Porsche or a Ferrari or a McLaren or something, this is how you want your car to be dried. For me though, I'm not opposed to just giving it a little going over like this. And as you can see, it's dry. It is leaving a couple of hairs on the bodywork, occasional one, actually maybe just one or two bits of fluff. That's because it's its first time. Yeah, they look like scratches to me. Don't know when that happened. So sorry for the camera work, but I'm trying to film this at the same time as do this, so let me just put this on here. See, I don't mind the car drying a little bit, get rid of some of the drops. Just put your hand on. I could probably with this cloth do the bonnet, the roof and the boot, and then the sides of the car with the other one. And as you can see, you just peel away and it's dry. It's much safer. Alright, that's it done. I've only used one cloth. It's quite wet now. I say one cloth, one towel. I haven't done some of the windows because I want to let these naturally dry, I think. I'll just give it a quick going over, seeing as though I'm finished with this towel now. Yeah, because I'm going to do the windows obviously separately. And these another drying cloth. I only use the one. Now if I squeeze this drying cloth out right now, it would drip quite a bit of water. But you can see, and it was very quick. I think it was quicker to do it this way than with a chamois because the towel, which is 70 by 70 centimeters, covers more area quickly. You just put it on and then just peel it off or rub it off, whatever, and you know, that's it. No polish, no wax, just shampoo, and the car is good. You don't need to polish and wax it every time. You're just going to keep wearing the bloody lacquer down, I reckon. Yeah, once a month, but I might put some quick detailer on it, some McGuire's quick detailer, but that'll be it. But yeah, she's good to go. Let me just put this one down here because I know it's clean. I don't even know if I could even show you this, but I'll show you it here. So if I see, but even with all that water in it, I hope I've got that on camera, even with all that water in it, it's still effective at putting on the car and drying off. It still is. These are very good, and they'll dry out here in no time. So yeah, I'll just get rid of some of the old waxy stains from before. So obviously there's stains on the window, but that's what I call wipe stains. I've got white marks here, which is from previous polishings and waxings. I'll just get my finger in there. Maybe a cotton bud or something would do it, but yeah, it's good. See, it doesn't leave any wet marks on the car. It's all good. We're all good. Give it a quick detail now with the spray, with the wax, Maguire's quick detailer spray, whatever the hell it is, and there we're good to go. So clean car, very clean car, no sponges, no chamois leathers. This is how you wash your car if you want to value your paint. Okay, so there we go. Just put some Maguire's quick detail wax on it, or polish, or whatever it is, wax, and then some Demon Clean Shine for the windows, and I think we can say she's done.